I'm back. Whew. Alright, y'all. I am back with the earth sign reading. Love reading. I'm gonna try it this way, and then we're gonna see how that goes. So I had to charge it my phone. Can you still see? I don't want you to see on my bed, girl, because it's over there. Alright, let's go. While you here, tell a friend, tell a friend. Tell them come on by, shop on by, shop around, shop around, shop around. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Like, because if you don't like the video, it won't show up on nobody's news feed. So remember that. So you can do that though. That's the only reason why I figured out why people said like the videos. At first I thought they would just say you just like it. No, if you like it, it shows up on somebody's news feed. So yeah, tell a friend, subscribe, watch it. Anywho, let's go. Y'all bored? Anywho, first card out. No, overall move, we got 4 of Pentacles though. First spread gonna be the singles or whatever the case may be. I'm trying to see how can I shorten it up though, so just bear with me. You got 4 of Pentacles. We got Page of Cups. Some of y'all may be holding on to you got the World too. All the cards that I had did before they coming out, so the messages was still there. My ass was just all over the place. I would say that though. You got 5 of Cups with the, what is this? 5 of Cups with the 6 of Swords. You got the Hermit energy with the 4 Cups. And then you got Page of Pentacles. Wait a minute. Are you gonna stay tonight? So, went dark in this bitch. You really did. Really went dark. Pause. Are you gonna stay tonight? So, ooh, girl, this lightning bad. Maybe it's because I got my phone down. Anywho, let's go. Alright, we got Page of Pentacles. This one I don't use that goddamn thing. I don't know unless I'm outside though, but it's mysteriously all the fuckery just be popping off. Sit outside all day, listen to the summer breeze, and don't shit happen. Alright, ooh, still got the same thing. We got 9 of Wands, High Priestess, 3 of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, and the Lovers reverse. Alright, let me pick these up. Why you gonna stay tonight? Ooh, overall mood. Y'all got the Lovers reverse. Some of y'all could be still holding on to where you hear me say some type of love or an experience where somebody has cheated on you or whatever the case may be. Something you feel not as fair. Maybe love, you feel like it's not knocking on your door. That's what I feel like that though, because on the bottom of the deck you got Queen of Cups. You got the 3 of Wands. You got 10 of Wands reverse. You got Ace of Swords. And you got the 2 of Wands. If it's like a relationship or something, somebody returning back or just being honest, if it's like for singles though, for some of y'all it's kind of like the lack of honesty that y'all have, because Ace of Swords is kind of like changing the metaphysical, challenging it, and it's like cutting out the bullshit. So a lot of y'all it's like trying to figure out what is truth and what is not, because 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck is kind of like where it's like emotionally abusive, to where like you take advantage of people. That's in the space of to where like it's like clinginess, but at the same time, it's kind of dysfunctional. I would say that, though. The 10 of Wands seems like some of y'all keep beating a dead horse, or you maybe seem like you're burning or not knowing how to say, for some of y'all, though, it's like beating a dead horse, but at the same time, it's needing to drop the burden of. Like, that's being realistic, though, because you got 3 of Wands, and you got the Queen of Cups. So if y'all running from something, it seems like you're about to run yourself raggedy. That's like the honesty. Like, that's the honest of this though, because Queen of Cups can be like a sign of like minor depression or just like emotional neediness or clinginess. That's what it kind of feels like though. All right, okay, we're gonna set this down right there. Okay, first card out, we got 4 of Pentacles. Then we got 5 of Cups. Y'all seen that though, reverse with the 6 of Swords and the High Priestess though. High Priestess could be I told you the Lover's energy when it's reversed, it's kind of like at a space of where nobody's not taking accountability and there's no sense of blame. I don't feel like it may be you or a lack of person or another person, but some of y'all may be in the mind frame of saying, oh, I will, like in the state of when it comes to love, like somebody's not being honest. 6 of Swords is like taking back to a state of, it's kind of like if you're trying to come back in sincere or talk to somebody, it's kind of like Somebody's still holding on to like whatever may have happened, the other person, or ideally though, high priestess is a person. Reverse also is not trusting your own intuition though. For some of y'all kind of stuck and rigid in your own type of ways. You got Page of Cups. That's dishonesty, and especially insincerity though, because you got the Hermit and the Four of Cups though. That's like a sulky type energy, and the Three of Pentacles. For some of y'all, I kind of feel like y'all unwilling to be in a compromising type state. If we're just being honest though, I would say that, because the Hermit speaks of like wisdom, but at the same time the way you're learning it is putting you in uncompromising positions. Now I will say this, when I see the Four of Cups, that's my card of you can dish it but you can take it. So if you've been a cheater, it's kind of like, hey, you can't get mad if you got cheated on. You got to tough it up and learn that big boy lesson. For some of y'all who's dealing with those type of situations, y'all are learning how to be able to move forward. But I kind of feel like this is a situation where you may have learned about necessarily the other woman, and now you like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? You got the World reverse. I told you that's like a block perception, and also kind of like not at the brink of finishing the cycle. You got Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. This could have been in the space of Page of Pentacles where if somebody wants to give it another go or come back, somebody doesn't feel like, you don't feel like, or somebody isn't sincere, because the Page of Pentacles, whether it's you or somebody else, the Page of Pentacles reverse is kind of like not somebody who is trusting. They don't want to build. They're not putting themselves in a position, ideally though, because you have the Eight of Swords though. Eight of Swords is kind of like the martyr. It's kind of like somebody who's very defensive in a territorial type state, somebody that likes to glorify themselves, and they're not being necessarily honest about the whole, my bad, somebody called in the middle of the video. But now I said, with the Lovers necessarily being reversed, that's like somebody who isn't taking accountability though. Like if the Lovers was upright as being able to take the lessons for what it is and being able to move forward, but the Eight of Swords is where somebody is trying to play the martyr in a situation though. I would say that though. So you could take accountability, but it seems like this person doesn't want to, or it could be vice versa though. Eight of Swords is like to be oblivious or restricted and feeling like they don't have necessarily movement. So this could be this person that say, oh, my hands were tied, da 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 da, and it's like, it's still not this, it's not like, it's still not a space where you hear me say somebody's just necessarily being honest. You got the Ace of Swords, which is reverse. I told you somebody's not being truthful, but at the same time, it's like, somebody don't want to cut out the bullshit, so I say that though. What's this that failed? We got Seven of Swords, Four of Swords, the Chariot, and the Nine of Cups. Seven of Wands with the Four of Swords and the Nine of Cups. No, Chariot. What's it? Seven of Wands. My bad, I'm looking down. You got Four of Swords, Chariot, and the Nine of Cups. For some of y'all though, I think that's like standing your ground or whatever the case may be, or whatever the case may be. It's kind of like, oh no, I'm done, or whatever the case may be, like resting, relaxation, like getting away from someone or some person or something. It could be from family though, or like even if you're trying to, like who you could be talking to though. Like I would say that though, because there could be wish fulfillment though. I say, ugh. You got Five of Wands, and you also got the Strength card here though. For some of y'all though, I kind of feel like if this energy where I told you the first time when I kept trying to push out this video, the song kept coming off of my head. I don't want to be a player no more. So somebody may be trying to come back, if it's your baby daddy, baby mama, trying to work the family out, I don't know, and y'all trying to figure out how you gonna make this shit work. Somebody's like, oh no, it's my family, da, 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 da. I love you, I miss you, because you got Three of Swords. Is that upright? Three of Swords. You got Three of Swords though. It's still like some pain, some discontentment, and some resentment there. I would say that though, but it's kind of like nobody's being honest. You got Ace of Cups and you got the Judgment. Ace of Cups and the Judgment speaks of where it's like a resurrecting and a clear, or whatever the case may be. For some of y'all trying to avoid doing this. But for some of y'all though, it's kind of like on a state of being heartbroken or dealing with resentment or bitterness. I will say that though, it's kind of like Judgment is like the same karmic type situation. So it's kind of like if you keep trying to come back and somebody's giving you an apology, the accountability is understanding, okay, well, I know how this made me feel. How can I move on? So because somebody wants to be the victim, or it's me, da 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 da, and not take their fair blame or understanding to move it forward, that's where the karmic lesson keeps coming about, or whatever the case may be. So that's where it seems like you're not finishing the situation. You got Hierophant reverse. The Hierophant is you got Hierophant in the Ten of Pentacles. Hierophant reverse speaks of, to me, is when a teacher becomes a lesson though, but it could be an unconventional style. I told you when I see the Hierophant reverse, I speak of same sex relationships. But Ten of Pentacles though, like if it's the same sex, them arguments do get a little rough though, especially when it's two girls. You really don't hear about dudes going through that though. I would say that though, but same sex, two girls, I'm telling you, it's like they always at each other because of the emotional displacement of who's the stud, who's the feminine, who should take on this. Studs necessarily like to take on the hyper masculine role, which try to lead out to them being a man, and then they try to do cheating and shit and all that different shit to where the relationship just goes downhill or whatever the case may be. It could be family differences though. I would say that though, to Ten of Pentacles though, where you got like two family cards, so it could be like, no, I love them, and the family don't understand those type of differences, because you do got Two of Swords. If you is trying to take a cheater back or whatever the case may be, some of y'all may put too many people in your business. So I say that Two of Swords energy. You got a Queen of Pentacles energy though, like some of y'all want to heal or fix certain things, but you really don't, because you got this though. You got the Star energy though. Like for some of y'all though, y'all kind of want to pour into it, but you don't. But you really don't give it your all though, because you got Ten of Cups and the Two of Wands. I would say that though, if it's like a relationship type aspect, so you keep putting in, you keep putting out, but you don't know, or whatever the case may be. So it's kind of like, if it's a relationship, I say dealing with the singles, it's kind of like both of y'all kind of taking advantage of each other, because you do got Five of Swords. That's kind of like after the fight, but you got Page of Swords energy though. And then you got the Seven of Cups. So Ten of Cups reverse could be like, oh, I'm going to say this and I'm going to do this and then I'm going to learn my lesson. And then after that, I see clearly. And then now I have the sober thoughts. Now I want to figure out what I want to do. And then that low-key could put you on the brinks of toxicity, to where somebody wants to put movement in and they want to do something and they want to be in the Page of Wands, or whatever the case may be. I knew the Justice was going to come out for the number 11. It just seems like a repetitive cycle though. It really does though. You got Justice and the Queen of Cups reversed. I knew it was coming out. And the Queen of Cups. It ain't nothing but the devil. The social media ain't nothing but the devil. What I was going to say, you got all y'all out here. You got Taurus, Cap, and Virgo. Justice and the Queen of Cups and the devil though, that's kind of like Knight of Cups. Yeah, this is definitely a same-sex relationship or something. Six of Pentacles, Knight of Cups though. I told y'all this that breakup to make up. We get back together, we have a little sex, and we think things is okay. I don't really care about your feelings. I'm going to do this. I'm going to butter you up. I'm going to give you this, and I'm going to make false promises. Queen of Cups, it seems like somebody could be going through their own emotional whirlwind. They could have their own problems or whatever the case may be. Ten of Pentacles, it could be like in the aspect of like when it comes to the relationship type aspects. Just because you choose to date differently doesn't mean that you gon' like, if you choose to date the opposite sex, doesn't mean that you gonna have it. Doesn't mean you're exempt from having the same problems that your mama have with her husband or this person, ideally though. So that doesn't mean that you're not gonna have those style of issues. So I want to put that out there though. But it does seem like somebody got a stronghold on somebody though. It could be addiction, substances, or whatever the case may be, because you do got King of Cups. You got the Knight of Wands versus the King of Pentacles though. And then you got Nine of Pentacles versus the Three of Cups though. So that's why I said it's like we back at square one. We back at square one though. Because the King of Cups could be an emotional, fulfilling person, and the Knight of Wands, it's like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Like, you just love them so much, or they know that you love them, though, but it's like choosing to opt out to let go. Because the Nine of Pentacles energy is at play, where I told you somebody's not really necessarily giving, or somebody's just necessarily focused on themselves, or whatever the case may be. That really is though. Or it's needing to learn how, when you hear me say healthy individualized, a lot of people don't know how to have like those healthy individualized. I would say that though, because you got Five of Pentacles and you got the Emperor. Oh shit. You got Five of Pentacles and you got the Emperor though. I will say that though, that Five of Pentacles with that, put a Two of Pentacles at play. You got Four of Wands. And you also got the Temperance though. That's why I said, ooh. Didn't I say that though, that masculine? If it's like same sex or whatever the case may be, in the relationship though, somebody wants control. I would say like having healthy control or whatever the case may be. It could be finances though, or whatever the case may be, because King of Pentacles is not good with money though. So somebody needs to have a better financial type planning or assets. I would say that though. King of Swords, that's why I say that this got something to do with a marriage or separation though. Some of y'all could be separating from somebody, and it's trying to do with the financial type aspects though. Because somebody is more money driven or whatever the case may be. For some of y'all, the karmic style, I would say if you dating, it could be that particular man or person. So say for instance, you were dating somebody and they were broke. Now you go date somebody rich and now they have problems. Or you date somebody that has like different material interests and like not figuring out their style of love languages. I will say that though. Because it's Temperance and the King of Swords. This is like trying to find peace, but this could be somebody that's emotionally manipulative with words, though. I'm not gonna say that this person does or does not love you, but it kind of comes. You do not love this person or whatever the case may be. But it seems like putting in work or the interest or whatever the case may be. It seems like y'all get back at square one. Because it's no accountability across. You got Knight of Pentacles though. Somebody could be working with some magic. Some magic. Page of Wands, trying to make things good or whatever the case may be. Girl, that will never work. Because they just put somebody into the devil energy where they have control. You fuck around with them love spells, ideally, though. The Sun and the Two of Cups. You fuck around with them damn love spells. Y'all will be good, but they'll dominate you. And they'll get mad and say, well, why you not this? And why you not this? And then they'll turn around and cheat on you again because you lost interest and passion. That's free will. Alright, okay, but you got Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, the Sun, and the Two of Cups, though. That energy suggests to me, though, if it comes to any type of relationship, though, if it's past life or karmic, for some of y'all, this is a karmic style relationship. For some of y'all, this is somebody healing their own trauma bonds and tetheredness to the style of family or the way they deal with certain issues so you can be able to move forward. I said this a long time ago. Some of y'all got to recognize, like, what it, like, establishing like what is family, what truly is it though, because you have 10 of Wands at play, you got Two of Pentacles, you got the Scorpionic energy, you got the Queen of Swords, and you also got the Moon. The Moon suggests to me that it's kind of like somebody is not truthful or you don't know all the information that it is that you need, because the Queen of Swords come behind it. I would say that though, so if you is dealing with some information or whatever the case of it, it's kind of like another person comes up. You know, like you were cheating and somebody come up, dealing with somebody infidelity, and they come up and they say something and they're like, oh yeah, da 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 da, and they come tell you the rest. And this is where the ultimate ending, or trying to start over though, with the Two of Pentacles, where you kind of like, no, I'm done. Where somebody's been like, no, bitch, he been da 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 da, and I've been, you know, like that energy for one of y'all to be like, okay, I'm out this bitch. So that's what it feel like though. One of y'all was like, nah, I'm out, I'm good. That's why I was like, it's definitely a karmic. Most people be trying to be in love or like dealing with the soulmate style of energy or whatever the case may be, that people don't actually working on being a soulmate themselves. So that'd be like the biggest problem though. But I tell you, somebody's still holding on to these two cards. No, that was reverse. Was it reverse? I don't know. But it's like one of y'all still holding on to that heartbreak though. So singles, if you're going to stick all the way through, see you there. All right. Come on, let's go for the people in relationship. Cap, Taurus, Virgo. And the only reason why I do singles first and then do the relationship, because sometimes what happens in the singlehood rolls over into the relationship type aspect, though. Because sometimes, like, the people who do be cheating be the motherfucker that's on the side. So I would say that, though. Are you gonna stay tonight? Doesn't mean we're down for life. Oh, 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 oh. Are you gonna stay tonight? Alright, well, give me what you got for a po chop. Overall mood, we got Knight of Cups. Who you trying to butter up? Who you trying to butter up, baby? Who you trying to butter up in the relationship? Who you trying to butter up? We got Temperance. Who trying to get somebody your cup? Trying to add peace to their life. Ooh, we got the Lovers reverse. Could be a sex card. You know how that be though. And that Knight of Cups ain't kind of like, Knight of Cups were upright. It's kind of like, I want to fuck and chill. I want to be more than just sex. It's kind of like that energy though. But you got a Lovers reverse though. I said one of y'all was. You got a Two of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles though. Some of y'all may got somebody in y'all life. I will say that though. That's like high key messy though. I would say that though, because you got a Knight of Wands and you got the World reverse, and some of y'all may be coming about it though, because you got a High Priestess here. I would say that though, reverse. You may be really finding out somebody's intentions, or somebody may be finding out your intentions, because you also got the Devil too, and you also got the Queen of Wands. So I said some of y'all may be finding out somebody's true intentions. You got Queen of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. I see it though. And overall, we got Scorpionic energy. Ooh, yeah. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, we got Everything is Fine. We got the Magician reverse, which is lies. We got Nine of Swords. We got Six of Cups. Some of y'all may be just reminiscing about the past. Let it go. Then you got the Moon, which is the truth. And then you got the Five of Swords energy, where you still just arguing. But for what? So that's why I said that Five of Swords with the Moon, somebody may be fighting for the truth. I would say that though. But it's Six of Cups. It's like in the past though. What happens in the past happens in the past. People be constantly trying to stay in the past and act like, oh my God, I didn't know that happened. Yes, you did. Divine showed you the first time. That's why the High Priestess is upright. Okay, you got Nine of Swords. Then you got the Magician reverse, which somebody who is a very trickster, or somebody may be working their way they round with magic though. I would say that though, like one of y'all may be tiring out your vessel, or at the same time you may be trying to do this to somebody else, or whatever the case may be. When I see Everything is Fine, that could be like a mental health card, because we do got the devil out. So that's kind of like moving away from social media, cleansing up, like taking certain things off your timeline. People who you talk to or communicate with, it's kind of like, yeah, you gotta go. So somebody could be saying it about you, or you could be saying it about somebody else. First card out, you got the Temperance though, and I told you it was the Knight of Cups, so I feel like the intentions of somebody else, or where you may be trying to put your love or interest is not necessarily there. You got Two of Swords with the Eight of Pentacles upright, so that's why I said it's like the Temperance energy with the Queen of Wands. I told you, it kind of feels like somebody, like you got the Temperance energy alone, where it's just two cups. And then you got the Knight of Cups coming up. So I don't know if you dating somebody with the intent of knowing that they're in a relationship, or somebody's like giving their unwanted criticism in the relationship type aspects. So I don't know what that's about. You figure it out, whatever works for you, or you may be trying to be in a three-way love affair. Okay, you got the Lovers reverse. And then you got the Knight of Wands with the World and the Queen of Cups. For some of y'all, though, I kind of feel like the environment of the relationship just really not too loving at that point, or it's kind of like something feels off. The Knight of Wands could be like jealousy and different perspectives. I would say that, though, in the Queen of Cups, somebody could be in an emotionally needy type of space. You do got the Two of Cups, though. I would say that, though, the High Priestess and the Devil, though. The High Priestess could be the stronghold. Somebody could got other woman or another person. If it's kind of like this about the past, it's kind of like, why are you continuously arguing about the past? Because the Ten of Cups is kind of like some of y'all have based your foundation out there, though. So if you was like in the Knight of Wands energy of saying, oh, I'm going to get this person, da-da-da-da, I'm not going to say how you get them is how you lose them, but paranoia does plays a role in that, though, what people feel to recognize, because you could be with somebody and then you could get them from somebody else. That don't mean they're going to cheat on you, because they necessarily don't have to be a cheater. But paranoia sure will play a role in this shit. I will tell you that. Paranoia will at its finest. You got Five of Wands. I said it was some type of competitiveness, or it could be who you surround yourself around, even if it's family, though. You got Hang One and the Eight of Swords. I said that, though, this is a repetitive action and it kind of feels like karmic. And you got the Eight of Swords. So this could be like, oh my God, like this shit is annoying as fuck, where you feels like you don't know. And then you got Four of Wands with the Sun reverse. So some of y'all could be like in an unhappy type state, though. Inner child type issues, not having, like, it could be an overinflated ego where like the competitiveness comes about. Or it could be the lack of, or just not happy. I would say that, though, because people go through that in their adult life where they don't feel emotionally fulfilled. So they try to go out and they try to deal with like worldly things, consuming themselves with people ideally who doesn't necessarily have their best interests, or cheating, infidelities, all those different types of route. Though I would say that, though, that does take that to where you recognize real quick that this don't work for you. You got Chariot, and you also got the Ace of Wands reverse. That's why I said that, though. But it seems like here, if it happened in the past, why is it in the future, though? Because you got the Scorpionic energy, though, so it could be an ending about, though. So that's why I said Mercury and Mercury wasn't Scorpio. Is it past the 5th? Because I think it's out. It was supposed to be in the 5th to the 6th, so it should be gone by now. Don't know. Its lingering effects could be there, though, because Scorpio season is coming up on the prowess, but we is in Libra season. But the whole purpose of that was to do shadow work and past life, karmic work, and all those different types of things to do all the clearing necessary, and not stay on the same page or whatever the case may be. That scorpionic energy can make you very obsessive, paranoid, like clinging to the old idea of certain things. So for some of y'all, though, it's kind of like that unhappiness that is going about, though. Because you got a Four of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, though. For some of y'all, though, when it comes to arguments or communications, though, or talking about, this is the things that somebody holds over somebody's head. And I kind of feel like that's what's brewing in, like, from a manifestation standpoint of you trying to move to a new state, though. For some of y'all, that devil energy got a strong hold on some of y'all. You got Six of Wands reversed, Six of Swords, and the Emperor. This is why I said everybody is not your friend. What about your friends? I said that, though. Six of Wands and the Six of Swords and the Emperor, though. For some of y'all, though, the Six of Wands is the energy of a person who is a frenemy. Like, it is like losing the status in a person's life. So it's like the de-escalating. Like, it's kind of like, oh, I loved you, but now it's at this point where you're not my world and you're having to move on. And it's making somebody be in a volatile type state, though. I will say that, though, because the Emperor energy can be a very controlling or needy type energy. For some of y'all could have lost a parent. I would say that, though, dealing with the loss of a person, losing of power. I would say that, though, it's a losing of power because you got Nine of Cups and the Four. So for some of y'all could have lost somebody or dealing with the loss of a father figure, or it could be a losing of power, though. I would say that, though. What is that? Because you got Eight of Wands and the Queen of Cups energy. Eight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, that's a healing type energy. Some of y'all are trying to heal something. But I kind of feel like if it's a relationship, though, and you saying goodbye and good riddance, or if that's in a relationship to where, like, if you utilize that scorpionic energy, it's kind of like, oh no, I'm done with the past. This will not have control over me, and I'm letting this go. For some of y'all, I kind of feel like it's that, though. Like whatever effects that somebody has, like they lost. If you were like the narcissistic type partner where you control and yearn for power, it's kind of like that power play is gone. If somebody was able to, from a family type dynamic, that could say this or do this and put you in a position, it's kind of like somebody lost their power. I would say that, though, because you got the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Swords, though, and it's like the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight. I tell you, that's like completing and starting a new cycle, but at the same time, the Knight is like, he ain't letting his feet hit the ground first. Some of y'all, that's like the wind that keep knocking you off your feet to where it's kind of like you ain't getting grounded, though. And the Knight of Swords is a very reckless type energy, though. I would say that, though. You got seven of Cups in the Hierophant and the Seven of Swords upright. So the Seven of Cups and the Hierophant, or whatever the case may be, this is like when the student becomes the master, though. I told you that, but it's at the same time where it's a forceful energy about, to where somebody may be trying to force the truth or their idea of truth. I would say that, though. But if you completing the cycle, though, like if you, like, let me say this, though. If you were a person, ideally, though, clearing out your karmic cycle to where you trying to like deal with the newness in your life and fix certain things, if you are very blunt with truths, I will say you can't get mad when the universe do it right back to you. Because you got the Ace of Cups. For some of y'all, this is the Three of Wands and the Six of Cups, though. For some of y'all, this is a harsh lesson about a relationship, though. Three of Wands is like returning back to a state of, this could be abandonment issues, trauma issues, sexual ties, soul ties, all those different types of things. The state of could be childhood trauma. You do, and keep in mind, this could be anybody in your life that you energetically attached to. When I say you have to be able to know what energy you keep into your life when you're trying to call into necessarily love, because this could be relationship, this could be friends, family, anything. That's what people better recognize. You got a Page of Pentacles, though. I see there go that grounding. You got Three of Swords reverse and the Judgment, though. But I told you, I just feel like it's this unnecessary energy of a person or a place that's adding to, because I feel like it's the Temperance is there. Why is the Knight running up? So that's why I don't get that, though. You got a Three of Pentacles card. This could be going to some therapist, talking to somebody, putting in work before you get to the Eight of Pentacles energy, learning the ground, the root work. I told you that came after all of learning that. And then you also got everything is fine with the Seven of Wands. That's why I said for some of y'all, though, it's the learning, it's the intellect, it's the information that you consume. Because if life is doing that to you, you got to be mindful what you put out in that harvest and season, that you will get it right back. For some of y'all, though, it's a fluctuating style of how you love. Knight of Cups. In a relationship, like how you go about it, though. It's like how you go about it, though. And I be saying that all the time, though. Watch who or what you have in your relationship, though. You got a tower type moment, and then you got the Ace of Swords. For some of y'all, it's like y'all, I don't know, if you're in a relationship, though, it's like somebody keep giving their cup away to somebody else. Or I don't know. That's probably was the problem, though. But I would say that, though, it's kind of like harsh communication in that, though. I tell you, once that shit leaves the relationship, you can hang that up. 10 of Wands. That is burden. You got King of Swords that came out in the other reading for the singles, too. Somebody who is cruel. Mean. 5 of Cups, and then you got the 10 of Swords energy. 5 of Cups reverse is the 10 of Swords energy. Yeah, I would say that, though. That's like some harsh endings, or whatever the case may be. I said that, though. King of Cups is King of Pentacles, King of Swords is a damn emotional, manipulative motherfucker. Because you got the Page of Swords, and you got Queen of Swords, and then the Moon. You learn the truth after the truth. So I would say that, though. That's why I said for some of y'all, if y'all like in a Knight of Swords, when you get information and you hit the ground, you don't even hit the ground running, or you just take off with it. Ideally, though, I think that's how the universal aspects is doing you. And then that's just how you're learning, though. So it seems like you finish one karmic cycle, get off another karmic cycle, to where I tell people the healing don't stop. It like keeps going. So you got a 5 of Swords and you got the Fool. Let's see where I'm at, though, because I got to add the other 7 minutes in this bitch. I ain't trying to be long. You got 6 of Pentacles and the Empress. Bam. That's what I said. For some of y'all, though, I kind of feel like it's that energy, though. The maternal type aspects. And when I say maternal, it could be feminine or masculine. Remember, keep in mind, this could be anybody in your life. This could be anybody in your life, or whatever situation you're going through that is affecting your love life. Remember that. Because you do got 9 of Pentacles and a Star. You got King of Pentacles versus the King of Cups. For the love of money. What you gonna do for love? What you gonna do? Alright, okay. You got Strength. The 9 of Wands speaks of vulnerability, but it's also speaking of not learning from the past. It's kind of like a negative Nancy type mind frame of defeatist. You got 2 of Wands that break that down to the 7 of Wands, but we seen that was very wishy-washy energy. Then you got 10 of Cups. That's why it's the people who you surround yourself around, and 3 of Cups. For some of y'all, though, this is like the lessons that you're not learning, though. For some of y'all may be in isolation from people like this, though. I would say that, though. Or y'all may be isolating yourself from that state of happiness. 8 of Cups is like knowing how to be able to walk away, reverse, but some of y'all are not, and that's emotional accountability, though. So if you ain't been feeling the love in this moment, whether it's in a relationship or people beings in your life, how are you giving it, or how are you also... And like, how are you most likely to be able to receive it? Because the 10 of Cups is kind of like, oh, I'm gonna go around them, da 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 da, or whatever the case may be. But are you truly in a state of happiness? Because you got 3 and a 7, which is the 7 of Cups, to be clear. So if you clear about it, why would I go right back to it, though? You know what I'm saying? And that's the 10. That's the 10 and the 9. But I told you that trauma bonding with that Capricorn energy. The Devil energy, I would say that, though, that's like being stuck and stagnant in a certain way, or whatever the case may be. It's like how you going about it, though. So that's why I said when you be dealing with those Wheel of Fortune and those timings, or whatever the case may be, it was kind of like you were harsh or mean. It's kind of like the universe will give you harsh lessons and mean lessons as well, though. And when the Ace of Swords come out, that's about challenging the metaphysical. So if it's conversations that you don't want to talk about, say, no, I don't want to talk about. But forcing somebody in a tyrannical type style, divine will be like, okay, I'm gonna give it right back to you. And like, that's where you hear me saying, like, Saturn was in Capricorn. We was like, okay, you don't like this? Bam, let me teach you this harsh ass lesson real quick, and let me give it to you. So a lot of people didn't recognize that, though, how that energy was at play. So, as we wrap this up, let's go ahead, because I told you I got to add in another video. Woo woo! Tristan! Did you call your grandmama? Oh, I said that, though. First card out, look at the bigger picture. I think we might read that one. Emotions are running high. That talks about the supermoon, where you hear me say, if you can't ground yourself in your emotion, or you so rooted in your own emotions, how will you understand what is truth and what is false? Meditate and contemplate, or whatever the case may be. So that means somebody come tell you something, they can come knock you off your feet, and it can be anything. For some of y'all do that to people. I would say that though. That's that earth energy. I would say that though. That is that earth energy, being mean and cruel. All right. I need one more. I need one more. Damn, I guess it's it. But you said everything you needed to say. Y'all see ain't no more cards coming out. It is a time to give rather than take. On the bottom of the deck, we got surrender to the divine. I told y'all I had a lot of divinity cards, which was the high priestess, the temperance, the Hierophant. Y'all had a lot of cards. It's like, how do you go about necessarily when it comes to your faith? How do you deal with that? Or whatever the case may be. Certain spiritual matters may be different. That will cause a difference in a relationship. I would say that though. I watched that on Evil. I really did. It's a show on on Netflix. They was talking about that though. But this ain't full moon where they was talking about where her husband was like starting to get into Buddha practice or whatever the case may be. And she was like, oh my God, I know you're not. Like, it was weird. Okay, let's go. Are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma? Fretting over the mundane can be counterproductive. Or perhaps you've been all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? Now's the time to count your blessings, even if you don't have exactly what you want. This card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks and go with the uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best, and the universe could surprise you. Take the time for a mini break or adventure. This situation may have become around because you have been distracted. Be confident without being overconfident to win the day. Have you shown that you care? If not, now is the time. Find the balance between speaking your mind and saying too much. Full moon in Sagittarius is a time when we are reminded that life is an adventure and there is a big wide world to see beyond our backyard. It's about having fun and being prepared to sail into the uncharted territories. It is about the big ideas versus the details. No matter when you draw this card, it encourages you to look at the bigger picture. Come on now, somebody say neighbor. Somebody say neighbor. Oh, you got High Priestess reverse too. Ooh, Jesus. Woo, girl, what is going on? Do y'all not listen to y'all intuition or not? Like, do I need to throat punch some of y'all? Ooh. Okay, do I need to though? Like, just let me know. I can just give out a couple throat punches. Anytime, any place, anywhere. Anytime you can get it, you can get any place. I will gladly throat punch you. Just let a nigga know. I'll be there. I'll be there. I will be there. Oh no, we supposed to be reading the High Priestess. Shit, I gotta wrap this up. I'll be there. Call out my name. Alright, okay. Some things are not meant to be known intellectually, but are meant to be experienced through the intuition. This card reminds us to trust that I have access to higher wisdom and knowing when I attune in and trust my vibes. This is a time when mysteries will be revealed and I can grow as a result. So on that note, y'all, that's all I got. I ain't got no more. And I'll see y'all later. After the 15th goddamn time of trying to push out y'all reading. So I hope you like it. If don't, you should still like it. Okay? Alright, bye.